Now live. I'm 7, 8, 9 seconds into my recording and the stream is live. And what I'll do now is let me minimize OBS, and here I'm going to look at YouTube, and here I can see that the stream has kicked off. I see a preview of it, and this is my team's content that is now being presented. Now, one of the things I can also do if I go back to OBS, some of the things that I can do is, let's say that I didn't want to just include this window. Maybe I want to show some text overlays, or I want to show other content as part of the video stream. What I can do is if I click on this plus button here, I could add text, I could add images, I could add other content to sit alongside here. So let me go ahead and I'll add some text. Okay, I typed in my text, and then I could place that within the stream window, and here I'll place the actual team stream here. And if I go back to YouTube now, there's a slight lag in the content showing up, but here I can see that the content that I put into OBS is now coming through on the stream. Alright, so I am now streaming to YouTube. What I can also do, if I want to stream to multiple services, what I can do is I can also open up another instance of OBS, and when I do that, it says, hey, OBS is already running, and I want to launch anyway. And what this will do is this will launch yet another instance of OBS, and what I could do here is if I go to File, and then I go to Settings, I could go to the Streaming tab, and I could add another streaming service on here, so I could add Facebook Live. I could type in the key for Facebook Live, and just like I kicked off my stream for YouTube, I could kick off a stream for Facebook, so I could stream to multiple services at the same time. Of course, once you start streaming to multiple services, you need to make sure that you've got a lot of bandwidth. You also need to make sure you have some pretty powerful hardware, because it's pretty resource intensive to run and manage all of these streams. But I just wanted to show you that it is possible if you want to stream out to multiple services at the same time. Alright, well that was a quick example of how you could simultaneously stream your team's meeting or your team's live event to other streaming services, whether it's Facebook, whether it's YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, you name the streaming service, you can simultaneously stream to it. If this video helped you learn how you can stream your
the different user types that may use your service, product, site, or brand in a similar way. The creating personas will help you to understand your user needs, experiences, behaviors, and goals. Okay, like there are some fictional characters. There will be something like how you can able to create based upon your research in order to represent the different user types. That may be use your service, your product, or site goal, or brand in a similar way. Like creating personas will help you to understand user needs, experience, behaviors, and goals. So what can a user can able to get their behaviors? How can a user can set their goals? And how can the user can get their experience based on the user needs and customer requirements? Okay, so this is about creating personas can help you support of yourself. It can help you to recognize that different people have different needs and expectations. So it can also help you to identify with the users you are designing for. Okay, so these are some guidelines of creating user fictional characters, like fictional characters in terms of product, service, or any other kind of thing. And as opposed to designing products, services, and solutions based upon the preferences of its design team, it has become standard practice within many human-centered design disciplines to collect research and personify certain trends and patterns in the data as personas. So, how the personas will be taking care based on this research and kind of applications that the user can able to feel and develop those things. Okay. Now see, personas provide meaningful characteristic archetypes which can use it to access your design development against construction. Personas will help you ask the right questions and answer those questions in line with the users you are designing. For example, how would Peter, Joe, and Jessica experience, react, and behave in relation to future of X or change Y within the given context? So what do Peter, Joe, Jessica think, feel, do, and say? What are their underlying needs that they are trying to? What are the things that they are going to do? How much they are brainstorming their worst possible ideas and scramper? So like that. How the different perspectives on personas. Okay, like goal-directed personas, and the second one is the personas will set a goal. So define going to store his story based on these things. Okay, so like how the user will persona define whose the story is about, who is the main character, what are the attitudes, the motivations, how can they set their goals, and how they get the pain points, and how the scenarios will be working on here. So this is about the personas setting goals and scenarios, creating the scenarios of their own when defining those particular kind of applications. So defines when, where, and how the story of the persona takes place. The scenario is the narrative that describes how the persona behaves in a sequence of events. So how you are defining the goals here defines what the persona wants or needs to fulfill. The goal is the motivation of why the persona is taking action. When the goal is reached, obviously the scenario ends. Whenever the goal is reached, the scenario will get ends. Goal directed personas. So what kind of things that you are using here? Okay. Goal based personas. So when you are setting a goal, so what are the roles that you are going to perform? Like you want to develop a programmer, or you want to develop a tester, or you want to develop an administrator, or what kind of applications that you are going to develop. So all kinds of comes under this role based personas. Role based personas and engaging personas. Like for example, Peter. Okay, so this comes as a first experiment here. So let me explain in detail about the first experiment. For example, Peter works as product manager for a mid-sized company. Okay, he is 35 years old, holding a marketing degree. Okay, so has got experience working as a product owner on software products with agile teams. Okay, like agile teams or Scrum model training, has had some Scrum training, has managed nature products successfully. How faces the challenge of creating a brand new product. So want to leverage his agile knowledge, but needs advice on creating innovative product using agile techniques. Okay, like whenever person work as a product manager for developing a particular product here. So what are the things that he needs, and how he can able to manage those products based on the new challenges. How can he able to face the new challenges here? Okay, so like that for us, the first experiment we will be having this one, like create a storyboard for this. Okay, so for creating a story and storyboard for this means you can take your own application there. You can take one gaming application, you can take a banking application, you can take one automobile application, you can take reservation ticketing ticket reservation application, you can take. Okay, automobile, insurance, marketing, like any kind of application you can take. And you have to write the user stories for those applications. Okay, like how can you able to develop, how can you add a new module into it, how can you add a new features or techniques or algorithms into those particular story. Like simply for example, if you take one program here, so program here in the sense, like whatever a program you written in either C language or Java or C++ or whatever it may be, so you will write some steps here, like algorithms. Okay, step-by-step procedure. Okay, for how you are writing the code and what is the logic behind that, you will write in steps. Same way, whenever user takes an application or a software application, there must be some story writing there. Okay, so like an application is created by the user. For that application, how the user is going to implement those applications, like you have to write as a story here. So that's why this particular kind of application plays very important role in this user UI UX interfaces. Okay, fictional personas. Okay, fictional personas like other things. Unlike the other personas, it emerges from the experience of UX design team. It requires the team to make assumptions based upon past interactions with the user base and products to deliver a picture of what perhaps typical users looks like, and there will be no doubt of how these personas can be deeply flawed and all these things. So because example of how to make personas in step 5, this is Christy. Let's look into the persona. We'll let you in the details about persona education, lifestyles, interests, values, goals, needs, limitations, desires, attitudes, and patterns of behavior. We have added a few fictional personal details to make your persona a realistic character. Okay, Christy is living in a small apartment in Toronto. She is 23 years old, single, studies ethnography, and works as a waiter during her free time. So, hard and values. Okay, how can values and interests for any one particular person while developing this user interface, like computer, internet, and TV use? So, obviously, fictional personas are nothing but a user stories, a computer, internet, and TV use a particular thing. So, this is your creating a story and storyboards for one particular application is your first experiment in your lab manual. So that should cover and write like a story like that. Okay, so based you have to develop this one and write his own story here. Okay, like whatever we have defined, this is just a normal example. So you have to take that example in terms of developing a mobile application like gaming applications or banking, insurance, finance, or whatever it may be. So what are the new features that you are going to add in those particular features, and you have to write a user stories based on the customer requirements here. Okay, so that's why I told you in the last class about explaining about how to write the user stories by taking an example of an application here. Okay, I have taken an example of gaming application. So how a user can develop the game applications. Okay, so what are the tools that he has to require? That means he has to gather all the requirements in defining the gaming application. Okay, so based on this, how the user can be able to develop those application in terms of defining those attributes and to define about your own expectations here. Okay, like how can we able to develop and think of these user personas. Okay, there will be some things. The first one is the person, role that the persona, is the persona, role that a particular user can be playing on it. Engage personal,
अरे
our personal things and every kind of studies here. Okay, so this is a example for how a user persona will be discussing their own things based on their experiences. Okay, and I request all the students please write user experience research notes here. Okay, for 2 minutes. After that, I will cover the case studies which I am going to explain in this one. Okay. User experience PPT is shared, students. Can anyone please respond? Can anyone please respond? UX research PPT is shared.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, can you please? I request all students, please write the notes for 2 minutes of user experience because this concept is very important. Definitely, you will be getting 5 marks or 6 marks in your test 1, test 2, or SEMAND exams because first 2 units are completely your theoretical part because there is nothing practical to show and explain here for this course. Okay, so that's why all these theory concepts will be in such a manner. So that's why I am requesting all of you to please write for 2 minutes. After that, I will explain the case study of customer journey map. Okay, so based on that, you have to take your own application and you have to write on it. Okay, fine. Please write this one, students. Explain about what is UX design. Completed writing this one, students? Can I move to the next slide? Can anyone please respond? Yes, students, please respond. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please write. Have completed this one?
Yes, sir.
Please write these guidelines also. How the user experience research. I request all the students please write these notes because these are very very important concepts. Make sure everyone should write this one. And for ALMs, we are asking you to write case studies, and we will ask you to develop a one particular applications. Okay, so you people have to write because after Pongal we will see all those things. Okay, no need to worry about anything. All the material will be shared to you. I will upload in LMS, and you people can access those materials, everything. Okay, no need to worry. Don't worry. Completed? Can I move to the next slide? With qualitative and quantitative research. Yes, students, can anyone please respond? I request all of you to please respond